impressive academic record as well as an even more impressive resume of activities and interests. Christie has been class president throughout her 4 years of high school. Her work ethic, spirit, and commitment to others as someone who is kind and giving represents well the class of 2012. Christie takes incredible pride in her alma mater, Harrison High School. She's a leader, and her empathy for others enables her to lead by example. Christie will be a rising future leader in our society. She will attend Wake Forest in the fall, where she plans to pursue business, economics, and mathematics. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with indeed a great deal of pride and pleasure that I introduce to you Class of 2012 President, Ms. Christie Nannariello.
Welcome and good evening, Mr. Wool, Dr. Ruck, members of the Harrison High School administration and faculty, distinguished guests, friends and loving families, and most importantly, my incredible classmates of the class of 2012. I am honored to stand before such a remarkable group of young adults to speak today on your behalf and represent our student body for the last 4 years. I thank you for this privilege. High school graduation is one of those milestones that one looks forward to with great anticipation to the future while reflecting on the past. During the time we have spent at Harrison High School together these past 4 years, we've witnessed a number of profound technological advances and some truly historic events. The amount of societal changes that we have lived through in just these past 4 years is astounding. Thanks to Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and our pervasive culture of sharing and transparency, we are destined to be the most connected, but also most thoroughly documented generation to date. The long-term effects of all this openness cannot be predicted yet, but we are now writing the chapters for how future generations will interact, and soon enough, our communities will not even know what life was like before all of this came about. We, the class of 2012, are definitely sitting amongst the United States' great future leaders. This class of graduates truly has the capacity to be doctors, scientists, architects, businessmen and women, and yes, I would even dare to say there is a possibility that there is a future president sitting here amongst the class of 2012, or standing before you. When we entered Harrison High School in 2008, we were mainly here to receive an education. Each of us had goals and ambitions to achieve the highest possible grades, to make friendships, to play on a sports team, to excel in the arts, so that we could fit in or get into the finest colleges and universities. Harrison did that for us. It prepared us for the next academic challenge and fostered a comfortable environment for us to unite. But it also did something more. It prepared us for the real world ahead, and it also allowed us the opportunity to appreciate the diversity the school has to offer. Harrison High School offered a unique experience like no other around this area. Our student body is composed of a mix of different races, ethnicities, religions, and many diverse traditions. We all come together from different parts of this big town, such as downtown, the lake, Sunny Ridge, or Purchase. Though 15 miles may separate us, we bonded together, and much of that bonding happened over the past 4 years. These socio-cultural pockets merged in the hallways of Harrison High, where one can easily observe genuine interactions amongst all students. It's at that time when all students can say, in accord, that we are from Harrison High School. Ultimately, no matter where we all come from, it is in Harrison High School that defines us. We, the class of 2012, had many high and low experiences together that created a close connection amongst us these past 4 years. In our junior year, we experienced together the thrill of a Harrison State Championship football game at Syracuse. Though our boys suffered a tough and painful loss, what we will take with us forever is the excitement and anticipation of the big game, the camaraderie and the bonding. I can clearly remember the trek up to Syracuse in buses together, wearing our maroon and white, cheering loudly and proudly for our players, and then grieving together on the way home, brokenhearted at our defeat. We have so many highs and lows to take with us as we branch out to our next phase of life. And for that, I thank you all for making it such an amazing time in my life. As your class president these past 4 years, I had the honor to observe and interact with all of my peers. I learned that every person in this class has something special about them, inside and out, and that every person in this room has the ability to contribute to making the world a better place. Today is graduation day, June 22nd, 2012. I never thought as an immature freshman in 2008 that I would be standing before you at the end of our days at Harrison High. Nevertheless, now is our time to stop looking back and to start looking forward. Now is our time to go incredibly far. Learn, ask, innovate, advance, make a difference. Whatever you do, do it with a purpose. Never be complacent or content, and always make every effort to reach higher. Today as I leave Harrison High, I leave as someone who strives to see goodness in the world and laugh and cry and live life as though it is my last day. I am leaving this school being someone focused on her future and ready for her life ahead. This maturation through Harrison High School will carry with me on my future endeavors, and I will carry these lessons in my heart forever. You all have your stories of the image of the person you were when you walked through the doors of Harrison High School in 2008, and you are able to recognize the person that you've become. We've all matured in different ways. You have your story. Remember it, cherish it, take it with you, and make your life worth retweeting. I know that the teachers are required to teach us the curriculum and hope we do well on our tests, but the real lessons that we have learned in high school, the ones that cannot be shown in a critical lens. I may not be able to tell you the details about the omnivore's dilemma or recite more than a sentence to you in Spanish, but what I will always remember is the conversations on the senior benches that I've had with my friends. I can tell you about the excitement, enthusiasm, and heartbreak we all had before, during, and after every ride game. I can also tell you how rewarding and proud it feels to be part of Harrison High School's first girls varsity sports team to win a section title, and then to be able to say that we did it 2 years in a row. After 4 years of working hard and playing even harder, laughing till we cried and crying till we laughed, we are no longer counting down the minutes until ninth period ends, but trying to stop the inevitable, the end of our high school careers. No longer will we walk together down the senior hallway. The world is now our hallway, and now we walk in separate directions. Today is the day when we officially leave the refuge of high school and begin our real lives. But what will we make of those lives as we go into the real world? What matters most in that life? Is it about the money we acquire, the job titles we achieve, the awards we win? Or is it the lives we have touched along the way, the bond we have with our family, or the friendship we create along the way? More than anything, this commencement is a celebration of our new phase in life, a new phase that begins today. Even though next year, some shirts represent mascots such as Badgers, Wolverines, Eagles, or in my case, the Demon Deacons, I will forever hold a place in my heart for the Harrison Husky. Life is short and opportunities are rare. We have to be watchful in protecting those moments. And not only the opportunities to succeed, but the opportunity to laugh, to see the goodness in the world, and to live. Now is the time for us to shine, the time when our dreams are in reach and possibilities are immense. Now is the time for all of us to become the people we have always dreamed of being. My hope is that we live with no regrets, and live each day knowing that we have the power to make a difference in this world. So fellow classmates, I encourage you to take a risk once in a while. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, because sometimes the greatest rewards come from doing the things that scare you the most. No one knows where our lives will take us, but I hope every choice you make along the way is from the sincerity of your hearts, and make certain that a little bit of Harrison goes with you every step of the way. And never forget this, together we wrote a story of achievement and compassion, and together we will continue to write the story of Harrison High School's class of 2012 with our intellect and consideration. And like I said before, make your life worth retweeting.
Thank you, Christie.